Lobo Mount Carmel Festival, an Italian tradition. Lasciate che la celebrazione cominciare. Let the celebration begin, an Italian celebration, that is. From the small village of Lobo, Ohio, 1 week of recognition originates from the Lobo Mount Carmel Festival. These festivities come from a meaningful past with an Italian baby doll dance tradition, which turned into a successful celebration that is still enjoyed every July. Many people come to enjoy the local festival without knowing how it started, or about the Italian background that is shared today with people from surrounding communities. I want to share a little bit of my Italian background with people who are unfamiliar with the small village I like to call home. I will be explaining 3 points that will help inform about the Mount Carmel Festival. These points include the history of the festival, the most famous baby doll dance, and finally, what the celebration has to offer today. To start off, the past is what makes the present so special. The history of Our Lady of Mount Carmel Society dates back from the prophet Elias. Pietro Perone held the first celebration in 1887. He was a popular local Italian who traveled on horse to spread the word about his celebration. According to the Mount Carmel Society website, the first actual celebration was in 1985, after the Mount Carmel Society was officially a committee. The feast of July 16th is the most important day for any Italian in Louisville. The feast began in 1376 and between 1386. It became a scapular feast in 1609. The scapular is presented to the faithful who appear at the altars of the church on the day of the feast. It was said that on July 16, 1251, the Blessed Virgin Mary went to St. Simon Stock and gave him a brown scapular. She told him that whoever dies wearing the scapular would be preserved from eternal punishment. The 16th of July is celebrated because of the scapular given to St. Simon Stock on that 16th of July. The Feast of the 16th was only the beginning of a long tradition and many years of a week-long celebration. Now about my history with the Louisville Festival. My family has always been involved in the festivities. My great-grandmother and her 8 siblings all take part in the Feast of the 16th. The entire parade will stop at my great-aunt's house to grab some wine and socialize with my family. After the parade, my family will enjoy a feast of our own. With the best homemade pasta and a salad bowl as big as my wingspan, it's clear to say none of us are left unfed at the feast on the 16th. As one generation passes, another will take the reign. I know one day it will be mine, my siblings, and my cousin's job to take over and keep the tradition alive. My experiences with the festival are all memories I will hold close to my heart. Watching fireworks in the middle of the road with all my family is my favorite memory of my festival experience as a child. Also, seeing familiar faces and distant relatives is another favorite part of the festival. The Lobo Mount Carmel Festival does not only have a textbook history, but to everyone with a family background in Louisville, the festival means much more than that. I'm happy I got to share both parts of history, and I hope you enjoyed hearing a culture that may be different than your own. Next, after discussing the history of Mount Carmel, the most celebrated part of the Louisville Festival is the well-known and highly anticipated baby doll dance. An oversized dancing baby doll is a strange ritual with a lot of meaning in its actual purpose. Many people wonder, what is the baby doll? And honestly, she is a sight to see. A gigantic baby doll made of paper mache is used to dance around to an Italian march. A man goes under the baby doll and walks around swaying in circles. 2 wooden sticks use his arms, and a wooden stick attached to her head have fireworks that go off during the dance. Red, white, and green, the colors of the Italian flag, are also the colors painted on the doll. As the fireworks go off from each arm, the baby doll will dance around to an Italian tune played by the Carmel band. The most memorable but terrifying concept of the baby doll is her face. A face that can send children running. In Italy, where the baby doll originated, the woman symbolized a witch. The ritual represents the start of a new year. Originally in Louisville, at the end of the performance, the baby doll's head would blow off, which would rid people of their sins so they could start a fresh new year. This is compared to southern Italy, where they would throw the doll and burn the whole thing to get rid of their sins. The baby doll today is not as traumatic, and it is much more family-oriented. Her face is not as intimidating, and her head no longer blows off. However, one special thing about the baby doll is that it's patented here in Louisville, meaning that no one else can do it anywhere else in the world. No one can copy the dance from our small little town. Finally, the Louisville Festival has been a major part of my youth and will continue as a tradition for my family and hometown. Last week marked another year of our town celebrating the Italian tradition that we have been accustomed to our whole lives. The celebration took place last week, the 17th through the 20th. With great food, fireworks, games, and music, it is a celebration for everyone. This year, I took a few of my teammates from the YSU basketball team. I was eager to see their reaction to all the Italian food, games, and people, but most importantly, I wanted to see their reaction to the baby doll dance. They said it was like nothing they've ever seen before. It was hilarious when the baby doll's head exploded with fireworks and the girls took off running. They didn't expect the noise to be so loud and sudden. I'm happy I got to experience someone's first time watching the baby doll dance, because I was way too young to remember my first time. Today, the Italian tradition still survives, with the Mount Carmel band, a ton of Italian food, and also Italian games like bocce and mora. This year marks the 118th year of a tradition unlike any other. Locals Trademark will continue to be a festival that reminds us of where we are from and while enjoying where we are today. In conclusion, the past, the legacy, and the tradition today may just be a fun event for friends and family, but it's important to inform others on the real reason for the local Mount Carmel Festival. My purpose of enlightenment is for others to gain knowledge of an Italian tradition that welcomes people from all over. I hope I have given enough knowledge about a custom not familiar to most. The Mount Carmel Festival is not only an entertaining experience, but also a chance to be in an Italian environment. I want to thank you for allowing me to share a piece of my heritage in my hometown. I hope you can get the chance to experience the local tradition for yourself.